Monday and Green Dome. When Monday arrived, King Borom donned a green outfit reminiscent of emerald and eagerly made his way to the Green Dome, to request a sweet story from the lady of tall stature from Kharasmia. With a prayer for King Borom's good fortune, the lady began her tale. In the Roman Empire, there lived an artist named Busha, who excelled in various arts and was renowned for his wisdom. Known for his caution, purity, and honesty, Busha was highly respected. One day, as he walked along a path, he encountered a young woman whose veil was lifted by the wind, revealing her face. Upon seeing her, Busha fell in love and felt conflicted, torn between his feelings and his reputation as a righteous and religious man. Wrestling with his desires, he realized that straying from the path of piety was not in line with his beliefs. Determined to repent and avoid sin, he decided to embark on a pilgrimage to the holy house. In that sacred place, he worshipped the Lord greatly. On the way back, he met a man who claimed to be very knowledgeable and provided reasons for every phenomenon, constantly arguing about events and incidents. Traveling with that man was like walking with a thorn in the foot. Whenever people talked to him about a topic, the boastful man would dismiss their knowledge, saying, "No, you don't know. There are thousands of hidden points in this matter," and would hurt people with his talkativeness. Gradually, Busha realized that talking to him was futile and torturous, so he preferred to remain silent in front of the boastful man. However, the man was not discouraged and asked the good man for his name. The man of God replied, "My name is Busha." The talkative man responded, "Busha, you are truly a disgrace to humanity. My name is Yamlika, and I am a leader and a pioneer of scientists. I claim to know everything that exists in the sky, on earth, and in the minds of men worldwide. I understand all aspects of religion, knowing what is permissible and what is forbidden. I am superior to 12 people in knowledge. I have comprehended the essence and nature of everything in the mountains, seas, plains, wilderness, rivers, and under the blue sky. I can predict danger on the way, and foresee the decline of a kingdom 5 years in advance. By examining someone's pulse, heartbeat, and urine sample, I can diagnose their diseases. I can predict the growth of a seed hidden in the ground a year in advance. With my elixir, I can turn a horseshoe into amber and ruby, transforming stones into gems and soil into gold. By blowing on a snake, I can turn it into a rope. I possess the ability to break the spell of any treasure created by God. I can answer any question people ask from the sky and the earth. There is no wiser person than me in any school or university." In that sacred place, he worshipped the Lord greatly. On the way back, he met a man who claimed to be very knowledgeable and provided reasons for every phenomenon, constantly arguing about events and incidents. Traveling with that man was like walking with a thorn in the foot. Whenever people talked to him about a topic, the boastful man would dismiss their knowledge, saying, "No, you don't know. There are thousands of hidden points in this matter," and would hurt people with his talkativeness. Gradually, Busha realized that talking to him was futile and torturous, so he preferred to remain silent in front of the boastful man. However, the man was not discouraged and asked the good man for his name. The man of God replied, "My name is Busha." The talkative man responded, "Busha, you are truly a disgrace to humanity. My name is Yamlika, and I am a leader and a pioneer of scientists. I claim to know everything that exists in the sky, on earth, and in the minds of men worldwide. I understand all aspects of religion, knowing what is permissible and what is forbidden. I am superior to 12 people in knowledge. I have comprehended the essence and nature of everything in the mountains, seas, plains, wilderness, rivers, and under the blue sky. I can predict danger on the way, and foresee the decline of a kingdom 5 years in advance. By examining someone's pulse, heartbeat, and urine sample, I can diagnose their diseases. I can predict the growth of a seed hidden in the ground a year in advance. With my elixir, I can turn a horseshoe into amber and ruby, transforming stones into gems and soil into gold. By blowing on a snake, I can turn it into a rope. I possess the ability to break the spell of any treasure created by God. I can answer any question people ask from the sky and the earth. There is no wiser person than me in any school or university. When these words ended, Busha looked bewildered and amazed at the empty talk of Yamlika. Suddenly, a black cloud appeared over the mountain, and when Yamlika looked at it, he said to Busha, "Tell me, why is the black cloud the color of tar, and the white cloud the color of milk?" Busha replied, "This is according to the command of God, and you must understand this matter better." Yamlika retorted, "No, your words are aimless, and speech must be logical. The black cloud is smoke from fire, and reason confirms this, while the white cloud is white due to its raw moisture like pearls, resembling the color of milk." At that moment, the wind blew, and Yamlika challenged Busha, "Tell me, what causes the wind to blow? You can't live your whole life like a foolish donkey." Busha responded, "It is God who causes the winds to blow, and without his will, these winds would not blow." Yamlika insisted, "You must explain the logic of it and refrain from talking like ignorant old women. The origin of the wind is from the air. Surely, the vapor of the earth causes the wind to blow." Then, Yamlika pointed to a tall mountain and asked, "Tell me, why is this mountain taller and more magnificent than the other mountains?" Busha explained, "The height and lowliness of these mountains are related to the Lord." Yamlika criticized, "You have repeated the same nonsense again. How far do you want to fill the pages in this manner? Whenever the clouds bring a fierce storm, they cause the mountains to bow down. The mountain whose peak is higher is so because it is further away from the flood path." Busha could not bear it and shouted in anger, saying, "Do not argue with the wisdom of the Creator. I am aware of the reasons for these phenomena, and my knowledge surpasses yours in all sciences. But it is not possible to find a reason within oneself and express it. It is not possible to walk an unknown path without a map. Since we are not aware of the secrets beyond the veil, how can we report on events that pass behind the curtain? It is better to be humble, and if we do not have complete knowledge of certain matters, we should keep our lips sealed and not boast unnecessarily." This criticism from Busha affected Yamlika, and for a few days, he did not dare to be frivolous and show off. Busha and Yamlika walked for several days in a hot and waterless desert, and were restless from lack of sleep. Until they saw a tall and leafy tree in the distance. They hurried towards it. Under the tree, a grassy area like a carpet of silk was spread out, and seeing that scene was truly refreshing in that waterless and barren desert. In the midst of the grassy area, a large clay jug was placed, full of good and clear water. When the curious man saw the jug full of water, he said, "I want to ask you a question, my friend. Do you know why this wide-mouthed jug is buried up to its edge in the ground, and do you know where the water in this jug comes from? Here is not a mountain base that provides water for the jug. It's all desert here." Busha replied, "This water has been placed here by those who have done good deeds in this desert so that when travelers like us, who are distressed and worried about the lack of water, come here, they can quench their thirst." Yamlika said, "As long as you answer like this, all your baseless and wrong arguments will be invalidated. Yes, it is true that someone has carried the water on their back and brought it here, otherwise in this land where the ground is scorched by heat, water cannot be found. There must be a place for hunters here, and this jug is nothing but a trap. They have brought this water here for hunting as well, so that when the zebra, deer, and gazelle become thirsty after eating salty foods and come here in search of water, the hunters, armed with bows, can ambush them and hunt them while they are drinking water and prepare a kebab with their meat." Busha said, "O speaker of hidden secrets of the world, everyone has a belief hidden in their mind and heart that we are not aware of. We may judge others' actions as we think about ourselves, and we may have bad thoughts about others. It is better not to think badly of others, as ultimately bad thoughts bring unpleasant reflections in our lives. These people who come here for rest and after eating bread, pour clear water for thirsty lips like us to prevent us from thirst. Yamlika shouted at Busha, "Get up and sit further away, for I want to dive in this water and wash my body from dust. Because due to the salty sweats, dirt has covered me from head to toe. We must wash the body to be clean and then walk the path. After bathing, I will break this jug with a stone so that no other prey gets caught in this trap and finds salvation." Busha said, "Oh man, what a futile task you are doing. You have drunk the clear water of this jug. Why do you want to pour the dirt of your body into this water? It is not good for everyone who drinks water from this jug to throw mouth water into it, so that another thirsty traveler, who arrives here can still quench his thirst with this clean water." The arrogant man did not listen to the words of the people and revealed his true evil nature. He took off his clothes, went to the edge of the jug, bent down, and jumped in. When he jumped in, it became clear that it was not a jug, but a deep well. It seems the arrogant man could not challenge the angel of death and provide logic and reason, so he had to give up his life without finding salvation. Busha sat beside the well and wept for the man's tragic fate. Busha feared that the body of this curious man would contaminate the water in the well. Busha hoped no one had a companion like him. So, he put his head into the well to find the body of the man, and saw that he fell lifeless to the bottom of the well. With caution, Busha entered the well and slowly reached the bottom of the deep well. With great difficulty, Busha pulled up the body of the man and buried him near a tree, placing a stone on his grave, and he said, "O man, where did all your wisdom and foresight go when you fell into that well? All your claims about jinn and fairies serving you and your knowledge of magical secrets, why didn't it help you? You used to boast about knowing everything in the seven heavens and being unmatched in cunning and knowledge. So why didn't you recognize this well of water with all your wisdom? God knows everything and manages the world, and our knowledge of existence's mysteries is limited. Just as we both had misconceptions about the water jug. You thought it was a hunting trap, but I, thinking positively, saw it as water for thirsty travelers. My positive thinking saved my life, while your wrong assumption cost you yours." He spoke these words, stood up, removed Yamlika's clothes, and discovered a bag in the man's attire. Upon opening the bag, he found 1,000 ancient Egyptian gold coins inside. Thinking to himself, he decided to take the clothes and coins with him to locate the man's house and return the wealth to his heirs, as he felt responsible for the Yamlika coins. He journeyed back to his city, rested for a few days, caught up with his relatives, and visited them. After a couple of days, he decided to display the Egyptian man's clothes in the market to seek out the owner's residence. Eventually, a passerby recognized the clothes and directed him to a grand palace in the 7th house down an alley, where the owner resided. Busha, with a garment and a bag of gold in hand, went to the door of that house and knocked. A woman with a veil over her face opened the door and said, "Please tell me why you have come here and knocked on this door so that I can fulfill your request." Busha said, "I have some coins with me and I want to entrust it to the lady of this house. If you allow me to enter the house, I can give a detailed account of the situation and narrate the story of Yamlika." The woman guided him inside the house and Busha began to narrate the story of Yamlika, detailing his behavior and actions during the journey, his extravagant claims about all earthly and heavenly sciences, magical practices, and all the suspicions and contaminations of beauty with ugliness. Finally, Yamlika wanted to destroy that clay jug, but ended up throwing himself into the deep well. Yamlika was a frivolous man, who wanted to create a wave in the ocean, but drowned in a well. In the end, he said, "Although the life of that man was short, I hope your life will be long. This garment and bag of gold belong to him, and I must entrust it to you as a customary trust." That lady was a wise woman and understood every word of her fate, and after hearing the news of Yamlika's death, she was upset, cried for a while, and then said, "Your actions to retrieve Yamlika's body from the well, bury him, inform her family of her death, and return his belongings to me show that you are a noble and courageous man. Yamlika gave his life to his creator, and this life is a trust from God to us. What you said about Yamlika's behavior is true, indeed, he was a deceitful man. He always spent his time on injustice and harassing people. 4 years, I suffered from his deceitful behavior and blasphemy. He always lied to me, while I was always loyal to him. God wanted to protect me from his injustice. Whatever Yamlika was, good or bad, he is now dead, and it is not right to speak ill of the dead. I consider you an honest, worthy, and pleasant man. You can marry me and use the wealth that I inherited from Yamlika for trade. May God bring prosperity, blessings, and happiness to our lives. You are a good man, may we both be happy together." When the conversation reached here, the lady removed the veil from her face, and suddenly Busha saw that this lady was the same woman she had seen before visiting the holy house, and had gone on a journey, because of forgetting this love. Busha was amazed by the play of fate and said, "Today, I confess what may seem like madness, but my love for you goes way back. It began when the wind blew and revealed your face to me, and I fell in love with you instantly. I kept this love a secret, unable to forget you even for a moment. I prayed to the Lord for relief from my pain, and my patience was rewarded when the Lord showed mercy on me. I did not desire the wealth of Yamlika, and as a result, the Lord blessed me." The woman's love for the man grew stronger when she saw his desire for her. The man was grateful to the Lord for the happiness he had found. King Borum then embraced the princess, and they spent the night together under the green dome.